In the vast forests of Australia, nestled deep within a grove of eucalyptus trees, lived a variety of animals, most notably the lovable koalas. These gentle creatures spent their days lazily hugging the trees, munching on soft eucalyptus leaves. Among them was a koala named Coco, who was more curious and enthusiastic than the others, but also shy. Every day, Coco clung to the same tree, quietly eating leaves while her mind wandered to distant adventures. Although she had never ventured beyond the familiar trees, her heart always yearned to explore the world outside, to see the mysterious places she had heard about from the older koalas. Coco's mother often warned her, "The world outside is vast, but it's also dangerous. Koalas aren't made for adventures. The forest is our home, it's the safest place for us." Every time Coco heard these words, she would nod in agreement, but her adventurous spirit never wavered. One day, Coco's best friend, a kangaroo named Lulu, hopped over to her tree, bubbling with excitement. "Coco, I've heard there's a meadow filled with flowers on the other side of the forest, where the sweetest honey and the brightest rainbows can be found. Let's go and see it together." Coco's heart skipped a beat. She had heard stories about the meadow, but she had never seen it with her own eyes. However, fear crept in. "But we've never been that far. What if something dangerous happens?" Lulu smiled and gently patted her back. "Don't worry. I'll look after you. We'll take it slow, and nothing bad will happen. Besides, haven't you always wanted to see what's out there? This is the perfect chance." Coco hesitated for a moment but finally gave in to Lulu's enthusiasm and her own curiosity. "All right, let's go. But we have to be careful." And so, the two friends began their journey. They ventured beyond the familiar eucalyptus trees, stepping into unknown territory. Along the way, Coco and Lulu met many different animals, friendly parrots and hard-working ants, who told them that the meadow was not far ahead but warned them to be cautious of the dangerous swamp nearby. "We must be careful not to go near the swamp," Coco said cautiously. Lulu nodded. "Don't worry, we'll watch out." As they traveled further, the landscape began to change. The dense eucalyptus trees slowly gave way to open grasslands dotted with colorful flowers. Coco marveled at the beauty before her, her fears slowly melting away, replaced by joy. She had never seen such a magnificent sight before, bright, blooming flowers everywhere, with butterflies of every color fluttering between them. "Wow, this is amazing!" Coco exclaimed, "I knew you'd love it." Lulu laughed. They continued deeper into the meadow, basking in the warmth of the sun. The soft breeze and the pleasant smells of the flowers made them feel at ease. Suddenly, a little bee flew up to them, buzzing happily around their heads. "Hello. Welcome to the meadow," the bee chirped. "This is the place with the sweetest nectar. If you'd like to taste some, follow me." Coco and Lulu exchanged smiles and followed the bee to a patch of flowers. The nectar was indeed as sweet as the bee had promised, and the two friends delighted in the treat. They enjoyed the paradise-like meadow, feeling that everything was perfect. However, as the sun began to sink lower in the sky, Lulu noticed dark clouds starting to form overhead. "Coco, we should start heading back. It's getting late." Coco nodded, though she was reluctant to leave this beautiful place. But she knew they had to return home before nightfall. Just as they started their journey back, disaster struck. In their excitement, they hadn't realized they had wandered too close to the swamp. "Why is the ground so wet?" Lulu asked as she looked down at her feet. Her paws were already sinking into the mud. "Oh no! We've strayed into the swamp." Coco cried out in panic. Lulu tried to pull her feet free, but the more she struggled, the deeper she sank. Coco also felt the mud pulling at her, her heart racing with fear. "What should we do?" she whimpered, on the verge of tears. At that moment, a familiar buzzing sound filled the air. The little bee had returned. "You've gone the wrong way. Don't worry, I'll get help." The bee quickly flew off, leaving Coco and Lulu to huddle together in fear, waiting for rescue. Before long, the bee returned with a group of insect friends. Together, they worked to build a makeshift rescue line using branches and vines, helping Coco and Lulu escape the dangerous swamp. "Thank you so much. We're really grateful," Coco said, overwhelmed with gratitude. "There's no need to thank us. We should all help each other. This forest belongs to all of us, and we always lend a hand when someone's in trouble," the bee replied kindly. Eventually, Coco and Lulu made it back safely to the eucalyptus grove. Though their adventure had been perilous, they had learned the value of teamwork and helping others. Coco also realized that fear of the unknown wasn't something to run from. Courage wasn't about never being afraid, it was about moving forward even when fear was present. From that day on, Coco no longer spent her days high in the trees, living the same monotonous life. She often explored different corners of the forest with Lulu, meeting new friends and discovering new wonders. She had become braver and wiser, and she came to cherish her friendships and home even more. Though the world was vast and sometimes dangerous, Coco knew that with friends by her side and a courageous heart, there was nothing she couldn't face. Do you still like today's story? If you like, please remember to subscribe to this channel and click the like icon. You can receive notifications and hear the latest stories as soon as possible. Good night, my baby.